Happy Mother's Day to all your mothers out there. And my mother, of course. Today's topic of today's video is Mother's Day, because today is Mother's Day. So I just wanted to get on here and wish everybody that is a mother happy Mother's Day. And of course, if you have a fur baby, happy Mother's Day to you too, because you're included. So Mother's Day for me is kind of interesting because I am adopted. And so when I was born, I was put into a foster home. And then I was adopted at like 6 months old, maybe 8 months old, somewhere around there. So the mom that adopted me, I've known her all my life since I was 6 months or 8 months old. But then, of course, I had my biological mom. And then my parents that adopted me, they got a divorce when I was 9 years old. So, makes life a little interesting. So I also have a stepmom. So I have 3 moms. I have my birth mom, the mom that adopted me, and my stepmom. And so, yes, it makes life a little bit interesting. Especially growing up when I was little, because like I said with, well, I don't know if I've ever said in my other videos, but because my parents were divorced, that made it a little bit tricky anyways. But then to add into the mix that I'm adopted, I met my birth parents when I was around 18 years old. I think I had just turned 18. And I'll tell you a little bit about that too. I was home from school one day and my mom was at work, and it was just my mom and I by then, because she had gotten divorced and everything, so it was just her and I. And she was at work, and the phone rang and I answered it, and I was I think at that time actually I was 17, but by the time I met my birth dad I had turned 18. But anyways, so the phone rang, I answered it, and it was the adoption agency, and they said that my birth dad was looking for me. Now, thankfully, I already knew I was adopted by this time, because the agency, I think, didn't do that right by calling and talking to me, per se. I think they should have asked to talk to my mom, because they just kind of automatically assumed that I knew I was adopted. So, anyways, so I met my birth dad, I met his 2 sisters, and then like a month later or something like that, I met my birth mom. And my birth dad, he lived an hour away from me at the time that I met him, and he still lives an hour away from me now, and I'm 42 years old. And then my birth mom, my biological mom, she lived in, I feel like when I first met her, she lived in Florida, and I live in Michigan. And then she moved to Colorado, or maybe vice versa. Maybe she lived in Colorado, but now she lives in Florida. But anyways, I only met her once, only talked to her maybe twice. And she was going to have me come visit her in the state that she was living in, but that never happened. But we are Facebook friends, and so I can see like stuff that she says, and Which actually isn't much, but anyways, it kind of helps. So, anyways, I just thought that I would jump on here and talk about Mother's Day and talk about my relationships with my mothers. And I hope that you have a good relationship with your mother. And if you don't, I hope that you know how to deal with it and that you have the support you need from other family members to help you get through it. And if you lost your mother, I'm very, very sorry for your loss. And I know a few people that have lost their mothers, so it makes Mother's Day a little bit tough. So I am so sorry if that has happened to you. But I just wanted to tell you my experience and how it is for me personally. So always subscribe, like, and if you have comments, please comment, and I will try to get back to you. Thank you, ladies, for listening as always, and have a good week.